everyone. Today is not going to be a regular vlog. We haven't vlogged in a few days, and it's just because, I don't know, with anxiety and depression, if any of you all know, like, I have been so good lately. I've been feeling really amazing and motivated and just so much better for like the past 2 months, I'd say 3 months. But you're always going to have down days. No matter how good you're doing, you're always going to have days where you feel really anxious and down. So I've just been having like a little bit of a down few days. So I just took the time, took care of Addie and cuddled her extra hard, and so yeah, that's why. And I'm kind of like letting myself, I'm putting less pressure on myself for daily vlogging, and it's actually felt amazing to be like, okay, I'm going to take this time for myself, I'm gonna cuddle Addie, and I'm just going to like, you know, take a few days for me. It's felt so good, and I feel so much better because I used to just like obsess over it, and I'd make myself even worse and even more anxious and down by obsessing about, oh my gosh, you have to film today, even though, you know, I don't know. So the fact that I've been more relaxed, and it just shows me how much I am feeling better overall these past few months, because that used to never be able to happen. I wouldn't have been able to do it. So I'm very glad that I did take a few days off, but that is over. I'm feeling a ton better. And yeah, sometimes you just have a down few days. Even people without anxiety and depression, I'm sure, feel that. But I just wanted to kind of make this video about a trying to conceive cycle update, because I do have an update. So I ovulated on, I will just give you guys a background of this cycle, this past cycle. So if you are interested in like trying to conceive and cycles and everything like that, then there will be a vlog for you tomorrow, because that is what this is going to be. But so my last period started the 31st or the 30th of March, in there, probably like the 31st. And then I ovulated. I got a positive ovulation test, and as you guys know, I wasn't going to take ovulation tests, but I just kind of wanted to see, because my body has been so weird these past few months. Like, I don't understand what's going on. It was really, after I had Addie, it was like really good for 2 cycles. It was completely regular. It was like there was no problems, and then all of a sudden it started getting worse than before. And not like worse, I used to have like maybe like I'd hardly ever have cycles, like maybe every 3 months, sometimes every 6 months, and I wouldn't ovulate. So it's not like worse in that sense, but like my cycles are just weird. I don't know. I'll explain it a little bit later. But so I just decided to take ovulation tests, because with me, I do get sometimes inaccurate false positives, but it's not all the time. It's when a certain hormone is surging that like picks up on the ovulation test. So it's not all the time, and usually when it is a false positive, they'll be like I'll get like 10 positives in a row for like 10 days, or I'll, you know, the test will say that I ovulate like 4 or 5 times in one cycle. So then I obviously know, you know, most of those aren't accurate, if not all of them. But usually if I get like a slow buildup of a positive, and then I just get one, you know, positive in my entire cycle, then I know that it's probably not a false positive. So that's kind of why I did it, just to see what the heck my body was doing, because it's been so weird, because it's not like before, and it's not like it's good, you know, it's just kind of in between, and I have never really experienced that. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And so I started taking ovulation tests, and I got a kind of positive on the 16th of April, which was my cycle day 17. And then I got a true positive on the 17th of April, which was cycle day 18. And so I'm counting that as ovulation. So at like 8 DPO, I decided to take a pregnancy test just to see. and it was negative. And then I took one yesterday, and I don't know, it was probably just an evaporation line, but there was like a very, very faint line, a really, really faint line. But I have had false positives because if you didn't know, some women, not all of them, with PCOS, which I guess if you didn't know, yeah, I have PCOS and that's why my cycles are all weird. But some women have not only false positive ovulation tests, but sometimes false positive home pregnancy tests. So for the past 2 months, I've had positives that were false and I wasn't really pregnant, which really stinks because when I get a pregnancy test that's positive now, I'm basically just not gonna know and I have to get it confirmed with blood. So I wasn't really taking that into account. It kind of looked like an evaporation line and I was like, whatever. It's really, really faint. I could barely even see it. Brandon couldn't even see it. I did message one of my friends and she said that she could see it, but I didn't really think anything of it. I was just going to wait a few days and see if my period came. But so last night, she's gonna tell you all about it. Last night I did start spotting, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna start my period. And then today I officially started my period on, and it's actually, well, I don't know if it's early because they're so weird and they're so irregular, but I'm on cycle day, what is today? It's the 1st, it's May 1st. So I was, oh, I think I was on like 32 or 31 or something like that. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm definitely not pregnant. And if you guys remember, we did go to the infertility specialist and just checked in with them, and they said that if we weren't, well, first of all, I'm going to be calling today. They said to call on my cycle day 1 if I wasn't pregnant, and I'm going to be getting some labs here in the next few days to see how my PCOS is doing, how my thyroid's doing, everything like that, because I kind of suspected that my thyroid was a little bit low or something like that. So I'm going to be getting a few labs done. But then next cycle, if I am not pregnant by June, they said that they were going to start us on Fermera, which is how we got pregnant with Addie. And we'll do 3 months of that, and then we'll go into IUIs and everything like that. I don't know if it's gonna get to that point, but that's the long-term plan. And so just a little bit of my feelings and my thoughts. I don't know why I thought this, but so many women, I've heard that their PCOS got better after they had their baby, at least for like the first year, and so many people like accidentally got pregnant, or they didn't even have to try for their second one, you know? And so I kind of just like was really naive and just kind of thought that everything was gonna be okay and that my PCOS was gonna get better and we were just gonna, you know, not even have to try. And that was probably really stupid of me, but that's what I thought. And so now, I mean, we haven't been protecting really since we had Addie, so that's, I mean, we didn't obviously have sex for the first month because you can't, but so we've been not really protecting for like 5 months now. So that's not very long, you know. Some people, I mean, we tried for 1.5 years with her, but it's just kind of, when I thought that I was going to like get pregnant like without even having to try, it's kind of just discouraging, I guess, especially since you're supposed to be really fertile and everything's supposed to get better. And it just hasn't for me. It did for the first few months, but then it's not like my cycles are like really irregular like they were before or anything like that, but like my cycles, like my actual periods, have been completely different than before I got pregnant. Let me know if you have experienced this, but my period used to be like 2 days. It was like really light. I never got a cramp in my life, and my face didn't break out. Like, I had like no symptoms. I barely even knew that I was on my period. And now it's like 5 days long. It's really, really heavy. I like break out like crazy. You can't really tell, but it's just horrible. And I have like horrible cramps and headaches and migraines, and I get nauseous, and I just feel like down and like crap. And maybe that's why I've been feeling down the past few days, but I never used to experience this, and so it's just kind of weird for me. And so yeah, it's just been, I've kind of heard that women get really bad periods after they have a baby, but it's just, I didn't really think that that would happen to me. But I'm just kind of feeling discouraged, I guess, because I did think that it was just gonna happen. And I didn't really, I don't know, when we went to the infertility specialist and she said, you know, try for a few months and then in June we'll start from there again, I kind of was like, okay. And I didn't really think that that was going to end up happening for some reason. I don't know. So I didn't really think that we were going to get to this point. I mean, we still do have one cycle, but I just kind of don't feel like it's going to happen because I don't know. I know that this is so stupid to some of you. I know that some of you are going to be like, I've tried for, you know, years, and you've only tried for, I mean, not even like barely 5 months, and you shouldn't be complaining. But it's discouraging when you thought that it was going to be different, I guess, and when you never thought that you would get to this point. So I'm really hoping that we do get pregnant this cycle, and if not, I'm glad that we are going to be getting help. But I had to put Addie down for a nap. But I guess kind of where I was going was that I don't know, I know that this sounds like I'm not grateful for Addie, and you know, some people are going to be like, you already have one, like you shouldn't be complaining. And I totally understand where you're coming from, and if you are struggling with infertility or trying to conceive, I'm so sorry, and I really, really hope that you get your positive soon, and I understand where you are. But it's not that. I'm so grateful for her. She really doesn't want to take a nap. I am so grateful for her, and some people are going to say, don't rush, just enjoy her. And trust me, I do. For like an hour every single night after I rock her to sleep, I just stare at her. And I love her so much. I don't even know how to put it into words how happy I am that she's my daughter and that I'm finally a mom. And I just can't express how grateful and how lucky I feel to have her. And honestly, like, trying to conceive doesn't take any time away from her or anything like that, and it doesn't make me enjoy her any less. If anything, it makes me appreciate her so much more and enjoy her so much more. It just makes me, like, when I look at her, I'm just like, I love you so much. I'm so happy. And so yeah, we just want our two to be close, the first two to be close together, and we want a really big family. So that's why we want to try, and that's our choice. But yeah, so, and it's not half as bad. Like, I would have been crying for a week if I got my period before I had her. So it's not even like, I don't know, it's just discouraging and disappointing. Like I've said, it's not like devastating and crushing like it used to be when I wouldn't get pregnant, you know. So, but yeah, and I'm actually kind of glad that I did get my period if I wasn't pregnant, because the past few months I've like had really late periods, and I've had like a week and a half where I've been like taking tests, and I've been just so anxious, and I felt like I felt symptoms, and you know, and I've gotten like false positives, and so I'm like, I'm pregnant, and then I ended up not. And I was like in this like waiting game. So I'm really glad actually that my period came. I didn't really expect to be pregnant, and so I didn't really get disappointed or anything. And I also didn't experience like any symptoms this month, so I wasn't expecting it at all. So that's really good. And so I guess that's a good thing that happened this cycle. So I am glad about that. I'm not in a waiting game. I don't have to take any more tests. It's just an answer for me. She really doesn't want to take a nap. But that's kind of how I'm feeling. And so this next month, I am going to be taking some ovulation tests, seeing if I get, you know, multiple positives or just one positive, and kind of counting that. we'll see, and just trying to figure out my body and what the heck it is doing. And then yeah, next cycle, if we aren't pregnant, we are probably going to be starting Femera, and we'll go from there. But that's what's going on. You can hear her probably. She needs to take a nap. We've been really good about this nap schedule. So, but anyways, that is what's going on. I will keep you all updated. Last cycle I didn't keep you as updated. I don't know why, I don't know why. And watching Ellie and Jared, they're going through this. She feels like she might be pregnant, so I'm so happy for them. I'm so excited for her to take a test and to see if she is pregnant, because we were like at the same point. So we'll see if she does. But watching their vlogs, and they've updated every step of the way, and I kind of just like was reminded that that's why I started this channel, was to go along every step of the way so that I can remember and look back and have the memories and the footage. And I haven't been doing that as much, so I'm definitely going to be keeping you guys updated every step, every ovulation test, every pregnancy test, even if it's negative or false or whatever. So yeah, but anyways, normal-ish vlog going on tomorrow, and we will see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.